All right, so this weekend we have our book festival coming up, and this year it's space themed. So today, as you can see by the background, we're going to be doing a space themed story time to kick things off. So I'm going to start us off with one of my favorite stories. If you were here a couple weeks ago, we did one from this book, and it was about a boy who meets a penguin. Today, I've got another one, and this one's a little bit more about space, and it's called How to Catch a Star. And this is by Oliver Jeffers. Once there was a boy, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night, the boy watched the stars from his window and wished he had one of his very own. He dreamed of how this star would be his friend. They would play hide and go seek and take long walks together. The boy decided he would try to catch one. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best. I don't think that's a good idea, though, because then the star would be tired from being up in the sky all night long. So the next day, he set out at sunrise. But he could not see a star anywhere, so he sat down and he waited for one to appear. He waited, and he waited, and he waited, and he ate lunch. Looks like a pretty good sandwich. And oh no, my green screen's made the background disappear. And he waited, and he waited, and after dinner, he waited some more. Finally, just before the sun was about to go away, you see the sun going down right there? He saw a star right up there. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he couldn't jump high enough. So very carefully, he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find, but the star was still way out of reach, even when he stretched up nice and tall like that. He thought he might lasso the star with a life belt from his father's boat. You see it up there? Think that's a good idea? But it was much too heavy for him to carry. That thing is pretty big. Well, I think he's got a pretty good idea right here. He thought he could fly up in his spaceship and just grab the star, but his spaceship had run out of fuel last Tuesday when he flew to the moon. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help. The seagull could fly him up in the sky to reach the star, but the only seagull he could find didn't want to help at all. It doesn't look like a very helpful seagull. So the boy thought he would never catch a star. Just then, he noticed something floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he had ever seen. Just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. You see it down there? Why do you think a star would be in the water? So he tried to fish it out with his hands, but he couldn't reach it. Then he had an idea. The star might wash up on the shore. So he ran back along the jetty all the way to the beach. Then he waited and walked and watched, and he waited some more. And sure enough, the star washed up on the beach, right in the bright golden sand. The boy had caught a star of his very own. The end. All right. All of this talk of rocket ships and stars, I think we're going to share a song next. And this is a song, if you used to come to Storytime in person, this is one Miss Carrie used to share with us. And here we go. All right. that was a pretty good song. So now I'm going to turn things over to Miss Ruth, and she's got a story and some fun announcements for you guys. All right, so stay tuned.
Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day. There was too many books for me to choose from, but I could not pass up reading Max at Night by Ed Vera. Maybe you guys have read Max the Brave before, and he is just the funnest, cutest little kitten. But don't put bows on him. If you read Max the Brave, you know he doesn't like bows. So Max is ready to go to sleep, but he has to find the moon. So let's see if we can help Max. This is Max. It's way past Max's bedtime. Max is very sleepy. Max has drunk his milk. Glug, glug. Max has brushed his teeth. Brush, brush, brush. Max has cleaned behind his ears. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Make sure your ears are clean. Now Max is going to say good night. Good night, fish, says Max. Good night, box, says Max. Good night, spider, says Max. Good night, moon, says Max. But the moon is nowhere to be seen. Moon, moon, where are you, moon, says Max. Max, can you see the moon? I can't see the moon in the book. Max steps out into the starlit night. Good night, night, says Max. Have you seen moon? But the night is dark and quiet. Maybe I'll see moon if I get a little higher, thinks Max. Wonder if he gets higher, will he be able to find the moon? Max tiptoes carefully going up onto the sleeping dog. Good night, dog, whispers Max. Have you seen moon? But the sleeping dog is sleeping. Maybe I'll see moon if I get a little higher, thinks Max. Max climbs up a tall, tall tree and creeps out along a branch. Good night, tree, says Max. Do you know where I could find moon? But the tall, tall tree only rustles in the breeze. Max climbs even higher up among the rooftops. Good night, rooftop, says Max. Have you seen moon? But the rooftops are silent. Maybe if I get much higher, thinks Max. Maybe from the tallest building? Okay, can you guys think, where's a tall building around you guys that Max could climb up to find the moon? Max climbs up and up and up. Good night, tallest building, says Max. Can you see moon? But the tallest building says nothing. Oh, moon, where are you, moon, says Max. Can you guys see the moon in here? I can't see it. I see stars, I see clouds. I do not see the moon. Max is very tired, but he climbs up even higher to the highest of the high hills where the wind blows cold and strong. Good night, hill, says Max. Please tell me, have you seen moon? But the highest of the high hills just whistles in the wind. Max has had enough. Moon, where are you? Where'd the moon go? Max just wants to go to sleep. Up on the highest of the high hills, the wind hears Max and blows and blows. Can you guys help me blow? And blows the clouds away. And there, full and brilliant in the night sky, moon. Good night, Max, whispers Moon, and thank you very much for coming. Good night, Moon, yawns Max. It's been a long, long night. Now I can go to bed. Oh, look how bright the moon is here. Max calls Moon across the night sky. Did you know that I can hear you when you say good night at home? So Max doesn't need to leave his home. Oh, says Max, now you tell me. Well, thank you. That's very good to know. So next night, Max doesn't have to leave his house. He could just tell Moon good night from home. Max is tired and happy. He walks back along the rooftops and clambers down the tall, tall tree. Max creeps carefully over the sleeping dog. We don't want to wake the sleeping dog. And sleepily, very sleepily climbs the stairs to bed. And let's see, the moon's still there. Sleep tight, Max, says Moon. But Max doesn't hear. Max is snoring, snoring, snoring fast asleep. The end. So that is Max at Night, and I love all the Max books. Now, like Nate said in the beginning of the story time, our book festival is going to be this Friday and Saturday, and it is virtual. So that means you can find everything on Facebook or Instagram. Just follow Tulare County Library. We're going to have story times and also our special Stories Among the Stars video by Kelly Campos will be played at the Rawhide this Friday before their free Harry Potter movie night. Come to the library and get your free tickets while supplies last. And also this week, when you're stopping by the library, make sure you come pick up your moon phase activity bag. We have everything you need to make the craft and learn about the moon phases, coloring pages, and just come to the kids' desk and they're there. Well, you guys have a great day and come back for next week's story time. Bye. Oh, wait, sorry. One more book. I forgot. One more book. Don't go anywhere.
All right, so we've got one more story today. The first two were a little short, so I figured we'd throw in a third one since I had a hard time choosing between these two stories, so I'm just going to read them both. So this one, it's another space-themed story, if I can find it. There we go. So this one is another one by Oliver Jeffers. I just love the watercolor artwork. This one is called The Way Back Home, and it is about, again, a boy. So once there was a boy. And one day, as he was putting his things away in the closet, he found an airplane. He didn't remember leaving it in there, but he thought he'd take it out for a go right away. The plane lifted off the ground and up into the sky. It went higher and higher and higher. It's pretty high up there. You can see some stars. Suddenly, the plane spluttered. It had run out of fuel. Now the boy was stuck on the moon? What was he to do? He was all alone and afraid. You see him up there? He's got his little flashlight. And soon his flashlight began to go out. I'd be pretty scared if that was me. Meanwhile, up in space, someone else was in trouble too. His engine had broken down, and steering the ship toward a flicker of light, he landed on the moon with a bump. The boy heard noises. The Martian heard noises. Both feared the worst. He's imagining his spaceship getting eaten by a monster, and he's trying to hide from this monster. But as their eyes got used to the dark, both the boy and the Martian realized they'd met someone else in trouble. They weren't alone anymore. So the boy showed the Martian his empty fuel tank, and the Martian showed the boy his broken engine. Together, they thought of ways to fix their machines and get them both back home again. He's got like an idea for a jetpack, drawn up some plans. So the boy jumped down to Earth to get things they would need. See his little parachute. Right down into the sea. Bloop. And he swam towards home. But by the time he got there, the boy was tired out, so he sat in his favorite chair just to catch his breath. His favorite program had just started, and he settled down to watch. I think he forgot about something. Suddenly, he remembered what he should be doing. So he rushed off to the closet to get what he needed. He ran outside and shouted. There was no reply. He couldn't be heard. So the boy climbed to higher ground, called again, and he waited. This time, a rope was lowered. So the boy began to climb, and the Martian began to pull. And soon the boy was back on the moon. The boy fixed up the Martian's ship with a wrench, while the Martian filled the boy's fuel tank. They said goodbye and thanked each other for their help. They wondered if they'd ever meet again. After a long night, they were both finally off the moon. The boy went one way and the Martian went another, both on their way back home. The end. Oh, you see that? You got a little radio in the mail. Who do you think that's from? All right, so thanks for joining us for our Space Storytime. And like Ruth was saying, don't forget to check out all our other fun stuff coming up. We've got a painting video, we've got story times, bunch of fun stuff. And those will all be Friday and Saturday this week. And then don't forget our craft bags and coloring pages. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Bye.